What type of government did the British establish in Singapore? Have you ever wondered how Singapore transformed from a small island to a bustling metropolis under British rule? The type of government established by the British in Singapore is a fascinating story of colonial administration. In the early 19th century, Sir Stamford Raffles arrived in Singapore in 1819. He set up a trading post under British influence. At this time, local rulers, including the Sultan and Temenggung, kept nominal authority. They received annual payments from the British in exchange for this arrangement. This indirect control was a common tactic for the British to minimize costs and avoid local resistance. By 1824, the British East India Company gained full sovereignty over Singapore. This was achieved through treaties and a cash payment. With this, Singapore came under direct British law. The British then incorporated Singapore into the Straits settlements in 1826, along with Penang and Malacca. During this period, Singapore was governed as part of an Indian residency. Officials appointed from India managed the island, and local participation in governance was limited. As Singapore's economic significance grew, dissatisfaction with this distant rule increased. To address these concerns, the British government reorganized the Straits settlements into a crown colony in 1867. This change meant that Singapore and the other settlements were now governed directly by the Colonial Office in London, rather than through India. Under the Crown Colony system, a governor was appointed by the British government to oversee the colony. The governor was supported by an executive council and a legislative council, which were mainly composed of appointed officials. Over time, some local representatives were included in these councils, but the overall control remained firmly in British hands. This model of governance was typical of British imperial administration. The British used a combination of treaties, indirect rule, and direct colonial governance to expand their empire. The Crown Colony system was designed to protect British interests and create a stable environment for trade and investment. In Singapore, this meant that the government primarily served British interests. Local needs and voices were often secondary, especially in the earlier stages of colonial rule. The establishment of this colonial government in Singapore fits into the broader context of European history, where powers prioritized control and economic exploitation in their overseas territories. As we look back, the legacy of British governance in Singapore shaped the island's development and laid the groundwork for its future.